I don't know whether your return here is a sign of good news or bad. Did you find another ill-fated entity under contract with me? I am not shocked by this news. Mortals do not always know when to back away. This makes them exceptional employees, but does decrease their already limited longevity. You said you have the gem he was sent to retrieve? That's the trouble with mortals. Many don't have the experience to survive on the plains. Here. I employed a few prospective creatures to retrieve more of these plainstone. I am under no obligation. I am what I suspect. She foolishly allowed her board.
Why won't you all just leave me alone?
Something terrible's about to happen. I just know it.
You're quickly becoming my favorite employee. Come, tell me. I assume the news is good? I was worried that those were going to be taken before you got to them. The shambles is crawling with errants. You want to work, and I want to pay you, but my cupboard is bare, so to speak. Return on the morrow, and I'm sure we can come to terms. See you then.
The Sarothu tongue pays for one former adventurer to loiter in the streets talking. I've battled Manticora before. Mages who owe whomever built. Shh.
Greetings, my good friend. Bright moons, welcome. Until next time.
procedure.
Ain't nothing like a ditty party.
Disaster is coming! Fargrave is doomed! There's no point. No point at all.
Over here, friend.
Lord Dagon will visit disaster upon this ash.
These new Dagonists are barely worth the effort. I followed them into the plaza and destroyed the votive rune before they even noticed I was there. And the Grasp decided to get involved, finally. Hey, did you learn anything from my contacts? Madam Wim didn't charge you, I hope. She usually lets you sample her wares for free the first time. After that, it gets expensive. The Shambles is a big place, but now we know more than we did when we started. Did you also make contact with Teal'co? Hot? In the Shambles? Must be the old baths. The furnaces beneath the bathhouse have been burning forever. Is that about the votive runes? How— Damn it! No one is going to conquer Fargrave if I have any say in the matter. I suppose we need to investigate the old bathhouse. If we find Sister Seldina, maybe we'll find Lyranth too. Let's meet. Once we enter the Shambles, we can work our way together to the old bathhouse. The Shambles can be a dangerous place, but it's also where the majority of Fargrave's mortals live. Warrens and dark alleys fill the area. And I said I'd tell you, once I was sure I could trust you. Let's find out what's— Just that it's mostly abandoned. Hasn't been used by anyone but squatters and—
Move, mortals, flee! You will see. Lord Dagon will devour you and your city.
Be silent. Your prince has no power here.
That's the bathhouse up ahead. Let's see if the door is locked. That door should take us into the bathhouse, if we can open it. Locked, and with magic. Damn. If the main door is sealed, let's see if we can get in through the courtyard. That door leads to the courtyard and isn't warded. Can you pick the lock? That opening in the rocks. Maybe we can reach the caves below and get into the bathhouse from there. We should be able to find a way inside through the Undercroft. It runs beneath the bathhouse. Another ward. I think we can get past this one. Unlike the door outside, this area contains everything we need to disrupt the magic sustaining the ward and dispel it. I've seen the Daedra use these crystals to do all sorts of things. I spotted a lucent among the debris in this hall. It's a Daedric crystal that can absorb and store the background energy that pulses through all the realms of Oblivion. We'll need that to get started. Then take the lucent to the Dynamis font over there. That background energy I mentioned, the font absorbs it. Finally, insert the charged lucent into the discharge labrum beside the door. That will release the energy from the crystal and disrupt the ward. That's the idea, anyway. I've seen the Daedra do all sorts of things using it. Remember, find a lucent, charge it in the Dynamis font, then place the charged crystal in the labrum beside the door. Basically, when you plug a charged Lucent into the labrum, it releases the energy stored in the crystal. Most of the labrums I've seen are integrated into... You could, but you'd also... As I understand... Well, look, I just observed how the Daedra use them. The Dynamis font is sort of like a spring. Instead of water, energy wells up. Could be an Atronach trapped in there. Or maybe it's the ambient dynamism that flows through the space. I'm not a Daedric... As I understand... Look, I just observed... I'm not a Daedric scholar. That's definitely a Lucent. There is... Now take the Lucents to the Dynamis font. Place the Lucent in the Dynamis font, and it should fill it with energy. That did it. Look how the crystal crackled. Insert the charged crystal into the labrum and step away. It worked! And now you know how to use a charged Lucent. Let's see what's behind that door.
I see my spell brought the help I requested, but I didn't expect there to be more than one of you. Who knew that a simple spell would take so long to yield results? Or that my request for mortal help would deposit multiple options at my feet? But the brand is unmistakable. That blow certainly contains my arcane indicators. Who are you, mortals? The Anchorite? An unusual appellation, even for a mortal. As for my absence, I heard a cultist mention that Sister Saldina had arrived at their headquarters in the Shambles. I could not let the opportunity to catch up with her slip away. My reasons are my own, little mortal. Suffice it to say that Sister Saldina commands an Order of the Waking Flame sect intent on seizing control of Fargrave. I want to determine how they plan to accomplish that. Interesting. I noticed the Daganic prayers and the effects they were having on mortals, but I still don't know their ultimate purpose. What I do know is that Sister Saldina plans to conquer Fargrave and use its many portals as a gateway to Nirn. Even a Dremor of my talents cannot hope to stand alone against the Daganists and an army of living disasters. I seek to learn Sister Saldina's secrets. You want to protect the mortal realm from total destruction. Together, we can accomplish both. She's smart and ruthless. A powerful combination in a mortal. She commands the Dagonists here in Fargrave and oversaw the creation of the Cataclysm. With that device, she plans to create an army of living disasters to unleash upon Nirn. Daedra empowered to unleash destruction upon the mortal realm and make it easier for Mehrunes Dagon to conquer Nirn. Did you know he's tried before? Dagon broke an agreement, and the doors between the Deadlands and Nirn were sealed. He can't use them. Sotha Sil, one of the so-called living gods of the Dark Elves, supposedly made a pact with various Daedric princes to protect Nirn. I don't know the details, but Dagon broke the pact. Sotha Sil slammed the doors and closed off Dagon's connections. Everything about Sotha Sil's pact is rumor and speculation. So that is what I hope to determine. And I want to examine the Cataclysm. The attack on Fargrave could begin at any moment. Shall we enter the next area and see what...
No. It vanished again.
The spell has run its course. The glow will not return. Now, to deal with this ward. Come. I sense activity in the chamber beyond.
The Dremora again. Well, you're too late. The ritual is almost complete. Dagon's blessing reverberates among the votive runes. Soon a wave of destruction will sweep over Fargrave and destroy the Daedra.
The spell. What's happening to us?
Mortal, destroy the votive runes.
My plan depends upon it. Himself taught me this ritual.
Seldina got away, and we're right back where we started. Nowhere.
Nowhere? How quickly mortals succumb to despair. Take a moment to look around. Sister Seldina departed in haste. Certainly she left something behind. I did not think Sister Seldina capable of performing such a powerful ritual. You did well, mortal. A few more moments and the magic would have exploded across Fargrave, leaving the city defenseless and destroying all of the Daedra, including me. From what I could devise, the votives elevated the emotions of mortals in the city, siphoning the energy generated into Sister Seldina's ritual. She planned to use that energy to destroy the Daedra, including the Grasp, leaving the city defenseless. That would accomplish nothing. The Daegonists are experts when it comes to disappearing into the shadows. Sister Seldina will pay for her various insults soon enough. For now, see what she left behind when she fled. What did you find, little mortal? Tell me what you found, and I shall determine if it has any significance to my quest. Nor can I. And while your literacy may be in question, mine certainly is not. This is no language, mortal or Daedric. It is written in code, one used by the Daegonists for their more guarded correspondence. No. And neither could any lowly recruit we captured off the streets and tortured for information. This code is reserved for the Order's elite. We'll need to find someone who can decipher it. I'm sure Fargrave must have someone with those skills. We should leave. The cult's forces may have scattered, but no doubt Sister Seldina will send a force to try to deal with us. We should not be here when they arrive. Perhaps the Anchorite can suggest a place for us to meet up, safe from prying eyes. What I seek still eludes my grasp, so our business is not yet concluded. You ought to be grateful. I can be a power...
Let's meet at the inn in Fargrave. Bearer's Rest. We can talk privately there.
Let's get it.
So you really came all this best way to stop the waking flame from destroying Fargrave?
Something like that.
I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. Finding the leader of the cult, watching as she almost completed a deadly ritual, and then allowing her to escape. I never fail like that. And all we have for our trouble is a coded message.
Do you know anyone who can decipher codes?
Maybe. This is Fargrave, after all. The city connects to everywhere. Madam Wim must know someone here who can help us with that. In the meantime, we made a deal, and I always honor my commitments. Here, you earned this, my friend.
Little mortal, attend me.
Alright, so now we got this stuff. We got it here for some respect, but let's get up to proceed back. Oh no, good case. Damn. Good.
We have unfinished business, mortal. The encoded message you recovered from the bathhouse. That may be the key to determining the Waking Flame's next move and revealing the secrets I'm searching for. We must find someone who can decipher it.
I could suggest it asking.
The masked mortal has the right idea. Fargrave sits on the threshold to everywhere. If there exists a being who can decipher this code, we will find them here. I'd prefer it if we could find someone other than Madam Wim to deal with, however.
I can ask her about the angry seems to have
I have heard of the infamous Mazken who calls herself Madam Wim. I find her practice of turning gossip into profit to be loathsome. But even a filthy Daedrat has its uses, I suppose. Take the note to her and pay whatever it costs for a translation. Go to Madam Wim's establishment, the House of Wims. Show her the encoded note and tell her we need it deciphered. I will meet you there. To make sure we have her undivided attention, and that she understands this is more than a mortal's request. We know of each other. Perhaps our paths have crossed over the millennia, perhaps not. Wim has changed her name and appearance multiple times, or so I've heard. I have no doubt she will do so again, when Fargrave no longer amuses her. Sister Seldina possesses the knowledge to create a device called a cataclysm. With it, she can transform any day. We learned that Sisters...
I'll meet you at the House
we will
of Wims.
defeat her.
I can help with the negotiations.
She will die by my blade. This will weaken the wonderful.
I employed a few prospective creatures to retrieve Madam Wim. I suspected that might be the case. I have yet to meet a mortal who could curb their inquisitive nature. She foolishly allowed...
Why, Lyranth, my dear, it would be an honor to assist you in any way I can.
An honor, yes. Mortals, show Wim the note.
Oh, darling, how good of you to once again grace my fine establishment. And I see that my information proved useful. You found Lyranth. Another customer, satisfied and content. Now, what can Madam Wim do for
We
you
think
this
this
time?
note is written in code if you want.
While I have many, many talents, deciphering written codes concocted by fanatical mortals is not among them. Are you sure I can't interest you in something a little more luscious? No? Pity. Very well. I may know someone who can help you.
Who are they? Where can I find them? How much will it cost me?
You wound me. I thought we were becoming friends. Talk to Gazmod the Collector. His villa on the west side of town contains quite the accumulation of Dagonic paraphernalia. Something in his collection should help, provided you can catch his eye.
Demon the Collector from side of town. Got it. What did that information?
You owe absolutely nothing, my darling. Lyranth agreed to cover your cost for this bit of inside information. Isn't she a dear? Now, do tell Gazmod that we miss them here at the House of Whims. The place hasn't been the same without them.
I'm still not sure what deal.
Oh, don't concern yourself with that, dearest one. I never ask for more than a client can afford. There's no profit in that.
Go downstairs and rouse the anchorite. We'll want her with us when we talk to this collector. Meanwhile, I need to conclude our business here.
Conclude our business? How I love the sound of that. It makes me all a twitter.
I'm not here to play games, Wim.
But games are some of my favorite activities, dear Lyranth. Come, let me show you what the House of Whims has to offer.
Was Madam Wim helpful? Grab a drink and tell me all about it. I know I said I was going to help with the negotiations, but look, I don't want to talk about it.
What's going on?
Some things are private, personal. You can't just walk up and demand I tell you my deepest, darkest secrets. Sorry. I agreed to talk about my name, my mask, everything. After you proved yourself. And you've certainly done that.
This is about your mask.
When we first met, you asked about my name. Madam Wim gave it to me. I just arrived in Fargrave and everything before that exact moment was gone. All I had was this mask. I didn't know who I was or where I came from. Still don't.
What does it mean?
Just one of Madam Wim's little jokes. Means I'm a recluse, a hermit. Living a life of seclusion behind a mask I can't remove. Sometimes it feels like memories are stirring deep inside my mind. When that happens, because it feels like there's a war raging inside my skull. A war I can't win. Better to drink or whatever. Push them back down to stop the pain behind my eyes. That's my story. At least as much as I know. Now, tell me what Madam Wim said.
She said because the Collector might have something.
I've heard of the Collector. Has a villa on the west side of the city. Never met them personally, but I assume they're some sort of Daedra. Makes sense considering their influence and where they live. I'll meet you there.
Alright, I'll meet you.
I'll finish this and meet you at the Collector's Villa. It's on the west side, in a neighborhood that's strictly Daedric. So be careful, and watch your step until I get there.
Say Fargrave without knowing who you were or where you came from. Why did you stay?
Where else was I to go? I assumed I awoke in Fargrave for a reason. I stayed to find that reason. And to see if whoever left me here would one day return. Regardless, the city and its people, another label assigned by Madame Wim. Stay in her orbit long enough and you'll collect a dozen appellations. I can't stand to see anyone go hungry or be taken advantage of. I tried to help and don't ask anything in return. Wim sees that as a weakness. Bits and pieces, but when the memories stir, the pain kicks in. If I...
Time to go, little mortals.
To the Collector's Villa, as soon as I finish my drink.
Go. We will catch up. I want to hear...
I've heard the Daganists have been largely driven from the city.
Frey considers this development. The cult's votes no longer affect the mortals of Fargrave, then.
Yes, a relief to be sure.
Frey ponders this with regret. The mortals were more interesting when the
By Lord
cult
Perryite,
toyed with their emotions. The mortals in this...
This mask, it intrigues. It must become a part of Gazmod's collection.
Friend? Why don't you talk to the Collector?
It approaches. It dares speak. Will it offer the mask to compensate for such insults?
I don't accept that he said like something.
It invokes Madame Wim. Wants what belongs to Gazmod and Gazmod alone. It is presumptuous. Leave on, Gay.
I meant no insult by having my mortal speak to you, Collector. We merely seek to borrow a Daganic codebreaker.
Since you're clearly interested, I'll allow you to examine my mask.
No. The Arox must not leave the gallery, but Gazmod will appear in its mask. This way, mask wearer.
Come, little mortal. We must find the Arox. Perhaps the gallery is beyond that door.
Depart.
Go with Lyrinth. Find the Arox or whatever. Do we have a choice?
I can open it.
The Collector let slip that they have a codebreaker called the Arox. We must find it. It appears not all of Yasmod's collection consists of relics.
It dares enter our collection. Does it not know we see through many eyes?
An arboretum? This collection is not at all what I imagined.
Yay!
Our collection is as dangerous as it is beautiful.
And well, right now
Perhaps the Dagonet relics lie beyond that. This gallery contains but a single display. See what it is, mortal.
I am Arox, the Mutilator, terror of the Deadlands. Release me from this cage and I will grant you a boon, mortal. Arox, the Mutilator, is a Daedrat of his word. At least currently. Release me and I will do anything in my power to aid your cause. You do have a cause that... Arox, the mutant.
okay. We can trust this.
Sweet freedom at long last! Arox, you have set Arox free. Free! Arox owes you a debt of honor, and Arox will pay it, no matter how long it takes. You have my word. But pray tell, Who do I owe this enormous debt of gratitude to?
This is a but you're a
Question not this pitiable form, mortal. For within it beats the heart of the terror of the Deadlands, the sunderer of the seven skies, and the warrior of the floating wastes. I am Aarox the Mutilator! And yes, I currently occupy this Daedrak body.
We were told you could decipher any.
Taken in codes. Easy as ripping the ears off a Banekin. Aarox is fluent in the many tongues of the Deadlands. No code can hide its meaning from the Mutilator's eyes. Speaking of eyes, we should leave this place before the Collector looks this way.
If we take you with us to decipher the code when...
I have already pledged to honor my debt to you. I will decipher every scroll in the Tower of Lord Dagon's Viscount Scrivener, if that is what you desire. I swear my fealty to you, mortal master. With pleasure, mortal.
Alright.
Your pack is perfect, master. And I found the encoded note. I will work on translating it forthwith.
We have a
Gazmod sees the intruder.
That's right.
Now we shall demonstrate the power of our collection. Perhaps it will amuse us as our collection destroys them. This monstrosity will destroy it. Gazmod has grown weary and departs now.
Quickly, through the door and find the anchorite before the Collector returns.
Hey, a little help here? That global set alive wants to make me a permanent part of their... Thanks. Let's get out of here and return to Madam Whim's.
Okay, I guess we'll teleport back there.
I've heard the Dagonists have been largely driven from the city.
Frey considers this development. The cult's votives no longer affect the mortals of Fargrave, then.
Yes, a relief to be sure.
Back again? Why is it that mortals can't seem to get enough of what Madam Whim has to offer? My establishment and its many wonders are always available.
Master! Arox has deciphered the note. Daedric troops from Burning Gyre Keep in the Deadlands are preparing to invade Fargrave.
Well done, Rat. Mortal, find out what else the note contains.
That Daedrat talks?
Did you hear what I said, Mortal Master? Volcanos Nokvraz prepares to send the most fearsome Daedric troops in all the Deadlands to this Nexus city. The destruction will be glorious! It is addressed to some despicable cur named Sister Seldina. A weak-sounding mortal name if ever I heard one. Why one of Mehrunes Dagon's most powerful warlords, not as powerful as Arox, mind you, would deign to aid a weak-named mortal baffles me.
You may not understand. She is very good. On it, the rest of the Ingot.
Yes, right. Troops, stand ready at Burning Gyre Keep. Send word when Fargrave's defenses fall, and the invasion will begin. Dremora blades will take the city, not your incarnates. That is every word, Mortal Master, whose name is in no way weak.
Should hit 4.
Let us make haste, Master.
An excellent idea, Mortal. Use the Plaza of Portals to reach the Deadlands. We'll rendezvous at Burning Gyre Keep.